Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I had to do this video. I just had to, and it's too late. You probably have buyer's remorse. You've been scammed. This has been the biggest asset drain from your accounts in World of Tanks history. And I have been one who has been scammed myself. Vehicle received. I got myself an Object 780. Let's view it in the garage. That WarGaming has quote-unquote sold a tank without anyone ever testing it, without any CCs maybe trying it out on the battlefield and making videos for you to give you their opinions. It was just marketed and released and sold in a strange way where you could buy it for assets. You probably already know you could buy it for a combination of those blueprints, free experience, credits, gold, or bonds. You could use whatever assets you have in your account. And if you wanted to pay just credits, this tank went for 100 million credits. If you tried to get it just for bonds, it went for, I believe, 55,000 bonds, in comparison to some other tier 10s that you can get now in the premium shop for bonds for between 10, 15, or up to 20,000 bonds. This one went for 55,000 bonds without anyone ever testing it. And I will say my no bullshit opinion, after playing it about 10, 20 games, is that it is a mediocre hunk of garbage. And we've all been scammed. And WarGaming, congratulations. You were probably sitting around patting yourselves on the back. This was the biggest drain of assets from the player base ever done. They've successfully, because these things sold out. In the EU, they sold out the first day. On NA, they're almost sold out. Let's see. I have one already, so it won't tell me. But people are just snapping them up, draining their accounts of all their resources, and you have been scammed. It's let's watch the WarGaming's promo video, and I'll critique their promo video because all we had to go on was the statistics and the promo video. Here we are on the World of Tanks website, and they released a promo video and some promo information. And I'll just scroll down here, and this is what they told us. This is all the information we had, right? We knew that at 267 pen, 530 damage. That sounds good. Some of these other statistics sounded fantastic to me. 1.9 second aim time. That's really good. 0.35 dispersion. That's really good because you got brothers in arms and vents and this few little bits of equipment and field mods. You're going to get that down to 0.3. 0.29, 0.3 probably in the best case scenario. You're going to get the aim time down to 1.6. That's leopard quality, right? Let me tell you, it's not leopard quality. Shell velocity is good, 1,130 meters per second on the AP, 1,480 on the APCR. These are all fantastic statistics. Then you got the hull armor, 100 and 100 on the side, beautiful for side scraping, beautiful front plate. Almost ricochet angles on it. Turret armor, 300 millimeter turret. These all sound fantastic. I mean, it's too good to be true, right? Look at the angles on the front plate and lower plate are almost ricochet. Almost 300 millimeters effective armor on the upper plate. The lower plate, 263. That's powerful. The turret, over 300 everywhere. And 7 degrees of gun depression. This thing is going to be a beast. You should get it. You should drain your account of all gold and all bonds and all the credits you have. Give them to WarGaming because this is going to break the game and everyone should get one. That's what they wanted us to believe. This was their promo video, guys.
A new activity will take place in World of Tanks from June 16th through July 10th.
No, that's incorrect. It will not take place from June 16th till July 10th because the tanks are all sold out already on the EU. And the new activity they're talking about is the big scam.
The assembly shop. It will deliver limited vehicles to players in a brand new way.
Brand new.
You can get a tier 10 tank without researching the entire branch.
No researching necessary.
You get to choose which resources you want to use for that. The pioneer of the assembly shop will be the Object 780.
Oh,
it can
look
be
at it.
obtained in 2 forms.
Now this is important.
The first 7,000 players will receive the tank with a special 3D style that not only changes the vehicle's look, but also has a unique factory number. It's located on the tank's barrel and...
This is the inscription you get on your barrel if you're one of the first 7,000 people to buy it on the NA server. And what this number represents is how big of a moron you are. If you have the number 1 on your barrel, it means you are the biggest moron that gave all your resources to Wargaming first, before anyone else. If you have the number 752 on your barrel, it means you're the 752nd best cash cow that they have. All this inscription does is let everyone know how much of a moron you were to rush out and give Wargaming the equivalent of 100 million credits for this turd. And it's not your fault. I'm not ridiculing you. You've been scammed.
And this is its distinctive feature. You won't get to see another one like this in the game. The numbered vehicles are available in limited quantities.
And then everyone who drives behind you can read that number and say, you are the 7,000th biggest cash cow moron that were... Yuri, we have now ranked the players. Yes, we have them ranked, Yuri. We have them from number 1 best customer to 7,000 best customer. Maybe we tweaked our RNG a little bit. Imagine that. I would be ashamed to have this on my barrel now. I'd have to try and download a mod to remove the number from my barrel. All right, let's keep going.
There's still time to decide. And even more than that, as soon as the tanks with the unique number come to an end, you will still have the opportunity to get the Object 780. 13,000 more vehicles without the 3D.
Like I said, they're sold out pretty much on EU. I think they're sold out on RU. Might be close to being sold out on the NA.
This is quite a mobile and armored heavy tank.
No, that's a lie. Okay, that's a lie. On first glance, meaning if you read our statistics, you might think that this is a fairly mobile armored heavy tank. And let me tell you, its rated top speed is 45, but I played it. You rarely go over 30 because it has terrible terrain resistance. And 45 is not a mobile armored heavy vehicle. The Object 277 is faster. The IS-7, the most heavily armored, the IS-7 goes 59.5 without turbo. This thing needs turbo to even keep up with some of the other heavies. Okay, so that's just a lie. It's not quite a mobile. Maybe at first glance it is. This is their way of not lying. At first glance, this is quite a mobile armored heavy tank. Of course, if you actually thought about it, if you didn't just glance, if you thought about it, you would realize that it's not.
Its top speed is 45 kilometers per hour, and its specific power is 17 horsepower per ton. Strong turret, well-angled small lower and upper glacis plates. All in all, your typical breakthrough tank.
A little bit more about the turret later.
Look closely, you'll see that it's not that simple.
It's not that simple. Yes, if you look closely, you'll see it's not that simple because the top of the turret is only 50 millimeters. It has a big patch that can be auto-penned by any 152 millimeter gun or greater. And if artillery hits you from the top, it's not like the IS-7. You won't sustain 100 or 200 HP of damage. If artillery hits this tank on the top, kaboom, 622, because you have no armor on the top of your turret. Okay? You have to look closely. They even tell you. But if you look closely, you'll see that it's not that simple. Let's look closely.
The Object has a surprisingly cool gun.
Surprisingly cool.
Excellent aiming time and penetration. Huge damage per shot. And even good gun depression.
Let's hold it right there because that's another lie.
And even good gun depression.
That's a lie. It doesn't have good gun depression. It has -7 degrees of gun depression, which is not good enough to use on almost any of the ridge lines that I like to play. -7 is just not good enough. And that 1.9 second aim time, and especially the 0.35 dispersion, is just a number that they put on there. You have to know what the soft stats are. And I'll tell you that after you shoot, when you rotate your turret, when you move your tank, when you traverse your tank. There's all penalties induced by those mechanics. That the bloom is huge. Okay, you have to aim, and you can't snapshot with this thing. Okay, the gun trolled me so much. So those numbers you have to take with a grain of salt. You never know what those numbers mean until you play the tank. And the point is, we weren't allowed to play the tank, and no one could review the tank. It was just sold with these numbers. And I got to tell you, it does not behave like a tank that has that aim time and that dispersion. It does not behave like that's almost medium tank type aim time and dispersion. It just doesn't behave like that.
All these characteristics allow the tank to play completely different roles in battle.
There you go.
It can be equally effective, both as a breakthrough tank and, thanks to its almost sniper gun,
it has an almost sniper gun, guys, which I found out when I played it means it can almost hit, but it doesn't. It has an almost sniper gun. It's like, guys, it's like for some of you maybe that play golf. Do any of you play golf? It's like if you had a round of golf and then you went back to the clubhouse after having a round of golf and you said, "Hey guys, I almost got a hole in one." And then the guys in the clubhouse will look at you and say, "So what you're saying is you didn't get a hole in one?" That's right. I took a shot and the ball didn't go in the hole. It's almost got a hole in one. It's almost a sniper gun.
A support vehicle.
Which means it's not a sniper gun.
Is to not forget to equip it with the modified configuration. It will keep you from burning.
They tell you right here in a kind of subliminal way, it'll keep you from burning if you don't equip it with improved configuration. I played 10 games. I was on fire, I think, 4 times from being hit frontally. On top of everything else, you're freaking burning all the time. So you have to waste a slot for improved configuration, which means you probably don't have a slot for turbo, which means you're too slow. And maybe you have to drop your gun rammer so you don't have a DPM, or what else are you going to drop? You're going to drop vents? You have to use a slot for improved configuration. Okay.
Well armored, mobile, and with a handy gun.
Handy.
This is the first truly versatile Soviet heavy tank.
Okay, wait. Now this, I have never heard anything like this before. I've played this game and done videos for almost 10 years, guys. I've played the game 10 years. I've done videos for 6 years. And I've got to tell you, this is the No Bullshit channel, right, guys? I'm sorry I'm late. I couldn't warn you about this before you gave Wargaming all your assets from your account. But this has to be, Wargaming, come on. Okay, there's comedy, there's me exaggerating. I exaggerate sometimes, and there's comedy sometimes. But Wargaming, I'm going to look you in the eye here, and I'm going to say, that was the most ridiculous comment I've ever heard in any one of your promos. Guys, I'm going to play it for you again, in case you didn't catch that, because, come on, guys, listen to this.
This is the first truly versatile Soviet heavy tank.
I didn't know. I've been playing this game for 10 years, and I never really knew there was never a versatile Soviet heavy tank that I could play. This is the first Russian tank. This is the first Russian heavy tank that seems versatile. I didn't notice that any of the other Russian tanks seemed like the IS-3 was the KV-1, the Object 277, the Object 279E, or the T10, or the Object 257, or that other object, or the other KV. Or I didn't think any of those were versatile, but we finally got a versatile one. Like, what? It's like, what? Let's hear it again. What? What?
This is the first truly versatile Soviet heavy tank. How does the assembly shop work? To get the Object 780, you need to spend resources.
You need to spend a lot of resources.
Gold, credits.
Guys, this is the first versatile Soviet heavy tank in the game. There haven't been any other Soviet heavy tanks in the game that are versatile. Oh boy. Okay, let's call it what it is. Let's call it, because this video could go sideways here. All I've got to say is, number one, I'm sure thousands of you are going to have buyer's remorse because let's face it, you emptied your accounts of resources to get this thing, to try and get it quickly before they were sold out. And I'm talking about a lot of resources, 100 million credits, 55,000 bonds to get this thing. And you probably played it and realized, if I try and side scrape, they just shoot me here. This is only 50 millimeters thick, and also this is really weak. The high caliber guns can just go through the top of my turret. The 340 penetration heat rounds go right through my 300 millimeter turret. The gun doesn't handle that well. It doesn't have very much gun depression. It's also flat, so on a ridgeline, it can't get over the ridgeline to get any gun depression. And it's slow. If artillery hits me on the roof, it does a lot of damage because I don't have a lot of armor up there. And at least the one good thing is if someone shoots me in the lower plate, I'll burst into flames. So a lot of you are having buyer's remorse. That's number one. Number two, this was simply you could use whatever word you want. You could use scam or exercise or promotion to empty the player base, to empty the resources in the accounts of all the player base, of all the serious players that play this game, that accumulate resources, people that buy Christmas boxes, that buy premium tanks, that play in clans, that invest in this game so that they can accumulate or have premium accounts, so they can accumulate bonds and gold quickly, and you get those in the Christmas boxes, and people have accumulated resources as they play the game, and the amount of resources has increased. And Wargaming, congratulations! This has been the biggest. You've stolen the biggest amount of resources from the player base than you ever have before. This was like a home run. They hit the ball out of the park. They drained. Like, let's just do the math here, guys. On the EU server, within a day, they sold 20,000 of these, 20,000 for the equivalent of 100 million credits per tank. So 20,000 times 100 million, okay, equals, they drained the equivalent of 2 to the exponent 12. What number? What's 2 to the exponent 12? 2 gazillion? 2 gazillion credits? Think about that. They've drained all the resources, all the excess resources from everyone's accounts. And we gave it to them, and now we all have one of these. And it's not very good. Because if they released this a week ago and they let some of the CCs play it, like me, I'm not that great a player. I would have played it and given you my opinion. But some of the really good players, like Skill, would have played this thing and played his 30, 40, 50 games, and he would have come up with his opinion, which I watched him stream, and he said it's about a 3 out of 5. You can make it work, but it was extremely frustrating. He rage quit his stream after playing about 50, 60 games in this thing. He couldn't stand it anymore. I couldn't stand it playing. You would have got that on some videos. You would have got some feedback from some of the CCs before you had to buy it. They didn't do that. They just made the promotional video, which was basically talking it up and making it sound great. And some of these stats that like the firepower stats and the aim time and then the terrain resistance and burst into flames. And you never know how good a tank is until you play it. I've said that many times. You can look at the stats, you can look at the numbers, you can look at a spreadsheet, and you can have a tank that has the same aim time as another one and the same dispersion as another one, and you play them and they're completely different, like so different. One's just a beautiful snap shooting monster, and the other one is a hunk of garbage that doesn't hit anything, right? And it's all to do with the hidden soft stats, the penalties that are imposed on your dispersion, terrain resistance, which makes it excruciating to move around for some tanks, this one included. Things that you don't know in just if you watch the promo video. And the player base handed over gazillions of credits. I'm not exaggerating. In Russia, I think they sold 100,000 in a day times 100 million credits. What is that? How many gazillion is that? So basically, well done, Wargaming. This was you've perpetrated a big credit drain amongst the whole player base. And they're probably going to do this kind of model in the future. Us bidding on tanks before we know whether they're good or not. And that's unfortunate. A lot of you are going to have buyer's remorse. I wish I could have done this video. I wish I could have played it. Played my 20 games and done a video on this tank before the event. But I couldn't. No one could because it was secret and it was planned that way. And congratulations, Wargaming. Well done. You've got all our resources. You've got all our bonds and all our credits and all our free XP. I got it because, guys, thanks to you guys and your generosity and gifts, and I make content. I've got 300,000 gold. So for me, I think I spent the 55,000 gold and got this, and I still have a ton of it. But some people that have been accumulating this stuff for years. And don't get the free gifts that I get, man, to have 100 million credits worth of value drained from your account, and then you end up with this thing. There's going to be three categories of people. There's going to be one category that didn't bother buying it, and didn't get scammed. Good for you. Then there's going to be the group of people that bought it and they realized, boy, this is not as good as I thought. I've been scammed, and they're going to have the buyer's remorse and feel a little bit foolish, okay? And then there's going to be a category of the fanboys that are probably on the forums right now saying that this thing is amazing, it's a beast, you just have to learn how to play it. If if you're as good as they are, you can easily do 6,000 damage a game and carry in this tank. And then there's another. To be fair, there's going to be another category of really good players that are going to say, "Yeah, it was okay. I didn't mind it. It's pretty good." You could. The good players they'll make any tank work, and they'll figure out exactly the nuances and how to get it to the most value out of it. There's always those, but in general, it was a huge scam to drain all the resources from our account, and it's obvious. I could smell it even before the event. I was on stream saying, if they're not charging money for it, if they're not charging dollars, if it's just like in-game stuff, it sounds like it's going to be a big a drain on the resources. It can't possibly be that good. Right? Can you imagine if it was a super OP, the new Object 279E? It'd be crazy, right? Everyone has one now. No, it was obvious it was going to be below average, kind of it's a lipstick on a pig tank, right? It looks cool, all the numbers are good, but when you play it, it's just frustrating as hell. So I don't know. Leave some comments, guys. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you're one of the biggest morons. Do you have a number on your barrel? Did you buy one of these and you have a 365 written on your barrel? So now Wargaming knows you're the 365th best customer that they have. The 365th biggest moron. that rushed to give Wargaming all your resources? Yeah, was that intentional? Is that kind of like a little dig, Wargaming? Did you know that you were actually writing on the people's tanks, the people that give you all their money? You're actually writing the number on their barrels as a kind of like, what a scam. We've all been scammed, guys. That's my opinion. Leave some comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you bought it. Let me know if I'm full of shit and you think this is a fantastic tank. Let me know what your experiences in it have been. If you've had some fantastic games, send them to me and I'll feature it. Right? I'm fair. No BS. If you've had an amazing game, I'll feature it and talk about the great things about this tank as well. But I just got to say that this whole give us all your resources. And setting the bar so high, right? Setting the bar so high, because you got to remember some of the other bond tanks you can get a 121B for 15,000 bonds. You can get the Foch 155. You can get a lot of these tanks, the bond tanks, for between 10 and 20,000 bonds. And then to have one come out and the price is 55,000 bonds with the hype and the video and the promo. It's perfect marketing. Like, we're thinking, what? If it came out and it only cost 8,000 bonds, I bet we'd all be thinking, oh, it's only 8,000 bonds. It's probably not that good. Maybe I'll pass. But they put the price so high that I'm sure people thought, wow, this is going to be a monster. This is going to be incredible. I have to have one. And it's just marketing. And it worked beautifully. And Wargaming, you win. You've got all our resources now. We all have to start at the bottom with almost no resources in our accounts again. So congratulations, you win. I predict in about a month you won't see any of these on the battlefield. You'll see one or two occasionally, because it's not very good. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I will read your comments and I'll catch you on the next one.